Hi, I'm Rebecca, and welcome to my podcast, Smashing Through with Rebecca.x. I am so excited you're here on this episode. Topics include life, business, mindset, full of kick-ass content and high energy. Enjoy the podcast, and remember, you too can smash through and keep going always. Everything in moderation is the way to go. And the reason why I'm talking about this right now is that I see so many people burning out. They're always working, they're always doing this, and there's no kind of balance and moderation. And the thing is, the whole key to this whole podcast episode is that you have to take care of yourself first. If you have clients, customers, kids, family, or even if you don't have any of those, you've got to take care of yourself first because you're important, and you have to look at where things are not in moderation to you, that you're actually, working 72 hours straight with no break, with not looking after yourself, you're not sleeping properly and everything else. So this is going to better your life. This is going to transform your life and impact your life positively. So grab a notebook and pen. I love notebooks and pens. And really, really think about, and jot down how much you sleep, how many hours you sleep in on an average night. Obviously, if you've got a watch or whatever, it's going to tell you your REM sleep and your patterns and everything else. So that's going to be great for you to know exactly, because we're not asleep as soon as our head hits the pillow in a way, And so have a think about how much water you drink, what intake you do, exercise. Are you eating healthy? How many hours are you working? What are you doing? Are you sat on the sofa just watching certain channels, we'll say? Really, really think about it, because your life is worth so much more than what you realise right now, okay? And even though, and I have people tell me all the time, you work so much, la 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 la. Yeah, I do. But when I'm working, are you ready? When I'm working. And I bring it 100% or nothing at all. And I'm so productive, focused, determined, driven, everything, that, yeah, I bash out tons of work and I get it all done. But guess what? There's a balance. I have great sleep, even though sometimes I do have a few weird dreams, odd dreams, nightmares, things like that. I then decipher them and then move forward from there. I am drinking enough, I'm sleeping enough, as I said. I have everything in moderation. I'm out there taking my son out, stretching his legs, and we're walking around and we're in nature and everything else. So everyone on my social media, can actually see how I'm balancing everything out. Everything's in moderation. I don't work 72 hours straight with no sleep, with no drink, with no breaks, with nothing like that, okay? One technique that I want to share with you, is the Pomodoro technique. And what that is that you put a timer on the phone. And I used to do this back in the day when I was revising for my GCSEs. They are exams when you are 15 and 16 in the UK, and then you get tested, and then you can either go to college. I myself joined the military, so things like that are okay. And I put timers on. And I put a timer on my alarm clock, one that plugs into the wall. Mobile phones didn't exist back then. And I know, right? What did we do without mobile phones? Everything's on the mobile right now. But yeah, put timers on the alarm clock and go, right, 40 minutes, I'm going to revise, and then I'm going to take a 20-minute break, and then I'll revise again for another 40 minutes. And I put classical music on. So classical music, not with any words, just classical music as in songs. And it was absolutely fantastic, but I did it in moderation. I actually gave myself a day off. So even back then at 16, I was doing everything in moderation. Even in the military, there is stuff in moderation. They know you need to sleep. Even if it's 4 hours, they know you need to sleep. They know you need a high calorie diet food-wise, because you're doing physical stuff. You're doing CFTs, BFTs, all of this stuff. You know what I mean? You're on the range and everything else, and doing drill. So the thing is that everything has to be in moderation. So think about what you put on your plates, what you eat. My dear friend Lisa Lowndes is really big on rainbow food. And she's taught us how to do how to put on your plate as many colours as possible, like eat the rainbow. All of it is all about rainbow food, and it really is powerful. So every single meal, I'm looking at what colours are on my plate. Think about what you're eating, what you're drinking, alcohol, smoking, all of this, whatever's in your life right now, think about in moderation. Are you constantly watching all of these recordings on TV? Are you watching loads of movies? Are you doing this? Now, I'm not saying don't do any of that, but think about your mindset, think about health-wise, and think about what the benefits are for you. I love to switch off. I love programs that I have to solve who did it. You know what I mean? Things like that. I love like Chicago Fire, PD, Med. I love NCIS, things like that. So it's all about working out things. And the thing is, it tests my brain a little bit because it's not obviously anything to do with like my work and what I do in the world. You know what I mean? So it's really like intriguing. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. But everything's in moderation. I don't watch TV all the time. I don't watch TV full stop. I just watch recordings. But everything's in moderation. I don't watch it every day. I could go a week and not watch anything, any recordings, anything at all, and I can do that. Do you know what I mean? So everything's in moderation in order to live my life. My philosophy is that I empower you to feel alive, live a phenomenal life, gain control of your mindset, go back into your inner work, but balance everything out and really live your life. You're not here just to, work 40 hours a week, 40 years, go watch and die. You're not here for that. That is not what you're here for. So really think about you mindfully how your work is. Are you working too much? Are you working too many hours? Do you feel as though you're stressed? Okay. Is it overwhelming for you? How is your relationship with yourself, with your children, with your partner? Obviously, if you have any of these, with your family. Family is who you choose, not necessarily blood. So think about it. Your friends, your clients, your colleagues, you've got to show up. And I always show up 100% or nothing at all. If I'm not 100% when I'm on a call, I don't do the call. I have to be 100% energy-wise for my clients. Even now, recording this, I have to be 100% or there's no point in recording it because I have to be pure, genuine, real, raw, authentic, and really bring it. So think about in moderation. How are you doing it? And then flip it a little bit. So one thing that I do in my business, I don't do timers anymore. I used to, I call it the POM technique. But what I would love you to do is try the timer technique, okay? See how that can benefit you. Evaluate and have a look at what's working and what isn't. Put boundaries in place. Maneuver things around in your job, in your life, in your work, in your relationships. Start being a voice for yourself and say no. Okay, it is all about you and it's not being selfish. Have a look at, are you eating healthily? What are you eating? Are you eating healthily? Are you getting enough exercise? Are you getting enough fresh air? Are you getting enough vitamin D from the sun? Have a look at everything and then really switch and change and be honest with yourself. But no, it's very, very, very important for you to have a true balance in your life that you're not having stress on. Now, the one thing that brings a lot of stress to people and that I really want to chat about quickly is money. Money mindset is huge. It's something separate to mindset itself. And it's something that can hold people back. Okay, so your money stories and everything that you've been brought up with, all the beliefs and values you have on money, you really need to mix it up, change it, and have a better relationship with money as though it's a person. Have a love relationship with money. Because if you are in a job that you don't like and you are doing it just for the money to pay the bills, you're not going to feel motivated. You're not going to want to go into work. You're going to feel icky. It's going to be negative for you. It's a negative thing there. So everything's in moderation. So switch things up. Stay with me. If you want to change your job, start by being grateful for the job that you have and the money and everything that it's paying for. But then on the flip side, start looking for a job that you have the strengths there already. You're already qualified. You're already pre-qualified for that job, and then go for that. But get yourself on the wavelength of that. Everything's in moderation. You can actually have a better job that's less paid in money, but that means, less tax and national insurance and stuff in the UK. But it also means that you've got more freedom. You're not taking the stress home. You're not taking work home with you and having arguments and all of this. So everything's in moderation. But all it takes, are you ready, is for you to sit down, put a timer on the phone for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and just evaluate everything in your life. See what's working, what isn't. See what feels like and what doesn't. And then change everything. It's all down to you and you have the key. Let me know how you get on, and I'd love to support you along your journey and be your cheerleader.